Hello, Facebook. Welcome to Brunch Break episode 25. Today we're going to talk about how to master the holidays, how to master the holiday temptations, and how to deal with other people's comments about your lifestyle. So let me tell you about my first holiday season at my grandparents' house and my parents' house, and just the first holiday season where I was living a healthier lifestyle. It was really, really tough because I was only I started my journey in May, and so Thanksgiving, November and December was just a few months later, and I still was working on overcoming emotional eating. I was still having, stuff here and there. I was still not super solid in my choices for my food, for my lifestyle. I was still binging and all that kind of stuff. So the first holiday was really, really hard, and I really didn't know how to express that and how to talk to people, because most people thought I was just on a fad diet. Like, let's be honest, I had tried every fad diet in all the land, like 100 times before. And so anytime my family saw me, I was trying something new. I was on a new diet. I was restricting this. Oh, this time she's not eating carbs. This time she's not eating, past a certain time. This time she's only, eating a handful of stuff. Like, it was always so different. And so this time, most people were like, okay, well, she's just on another diet again. And my family's pretty open and pretty close, and but also pretty sarcastic, witty, funny, making jokes and stuff. And I heard a lot of the phrases like, oh, just live a little, like have one bite, like, oh, it's the holidays, like who cares? And what people don't realize is that a lot of the times these phrases can be really detrimental and really hurtful to the person's progress and where they're at in their journey, because we don't, most people that are making these comments don't know what the history is behind this person making a lifestyle change. Were they severely depressed and a closet eater and emotional eating and, all of these things, food addiction, right? Because saying live a little, one bite won't hurt, to a food addict and to someone who is an emotional eater and having a really tough time with the nutrition change is not exactly similar, but similar in a way to someone telling an alcoholic, like, just have a drink. Like, why not just have one? Because that one drink could lead them into a downward spiral, just like one piece of pie could lead someone into a binge and self-loathing and guilt and, gaining 20 pounds back and all that. So for anyone watching that has ever made any of those comments, please don't, because it can be very detrimental to someone. But of course, these comments are still going to come in. People are still going to try to help you live. Okay, we hear this all the time, like live a little, like let loose, like who cares? Like it's the holidays, eat whatever you want. And what my comeback to live a little in response to not having fried cheese and fried chicken at a barbecue, or pie at a holiday event or something like that, my response to live a little is I am. Yep. Because before, when I was having pie and when I was having fried chicken and fried cheese and all this, I wasn't living. I didn't feel alive. I felt like a piece of shit. I felt guilty all the time. I was overrun by food addiction. Food ruled my life. I was not, I didn't have self-esteem. I was not confident. I was depressed. I was on anxiety medication. I was on spastic colon medication. I was not living. I was alive. Like, I was breathing, but I wasn't living. And so when someone, sorry, there's a fly in here. When someone tells me to live a little, have a piece of pie, I'm like, I'm good. I actually am living by not having that piece of pie. And I'm good with it, because I know what that piece of pie would do to me. First off, I'd spend the rest of the day in the bathroom. And two, it just doesn't do anything for me anymore, So, and the next part of that too is a phrase that we hear a lot, and that is one bite won't hurt. One piece won't hurt. Just have a little. Okay? Moderation, right? Everything. Oh, come on. Everything in moderation. First off, that phrase is something that people say to, not everyone, but that phrase is something that needs to go away, because that basically is people feeling okay about a choice that is not healthful and making it seem okay and like making an excuse for it. And I can say that because I did that, so I'll just speak for myself. I told myself, everything in moderation for like 20 years, and I was 230 something pounds. So did moderation work for me? Did that phrase work for me? No. So I talked about this a little bit last week. I'll talk about it briefly. This phrase of moderation is kind of BS. I'm going to call it out right now because, and Dr. Barnard talked about this too in one of his Mythbuster videos about moderation. And he's like, look, if you play the trumpet all day, every day, and you never do anything else, like literally never anything else. You don't drink, you don't eat, you don't go to the bathroom, you don't shower, you don't talk to anybody, nothing. You don't do anything but play the trumpet all day, every day. You don't even sleep. That would be a time where someone would tell you, Billy Joe, you need to play the trumpet in moderation because you need to eat, you need to go to school, you need to, do your homework, you need to play with your friends, you need to, do your chores, right? That's a time where you would tell someone to do something in moderation. Think of it like this, like if a smoker is smoking 2 packs a day, like I used to, 2 packs a day, gets lung cancer, gets mouth cancer, goes to the doctor, is the doctor going to tell you, is the doctor going to tell this person, you know what, Carl, maybe you should just smoke in moderation? No. Like you were smoking 2 packs a day, but maybe you should just smoke in moderation now. No, that would never happen. Like the doctor would be like, yo, Carl, stop smoking. Like, what are you doing? You have mouth cancer, you have lung cancer, like these things are developing, right? Like you can't breathe, you need like a breathing tube. I don't know. But the doctor would not say to have things in moderation. That's what it sounds like in some instances when people think it's okay to have things in moderation, because what is moderation? There is no like set amount of what moderation is. Is moderation having 4 Snickers bars instead of 10? That seems like moderation. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there's just no like, moderation is like what? What does that mean? So when we think of moderation and you find yourself saying like, oh, everything in moderation is just fine. Think of the good things that we want to have in moderation, right? Don't play the trumpet all day long. Play the trumpet in moderation so you can do other things that you have to do. So back to the one piece won't hurt. Just have one bite, just have one piece, everything in moderation, right? For food addicts and emotional eaters, it's usually not just one bite. So that's why that phrase is so harmful for someone who is trying to help this person live and like lighten up a little bit. It's really harmful because that receiver of that comment, me for so many years, because I had friends during my transition too, friends and family and everyone, coworkers, right, would tell me the same thing. Oh, just one bite won't hurt. And then I'm like, yeah, maybe it won't. Maybe I'll just have, yeah, they're probably right. I'll just have one bite. That one bite for me was not one bite because I had emotional eating problems, a history of like a ton of emotional eating problems, and the food that I was eating was not something like that I was going to not binge on. Like it wasn't a carrot, one bite of carrot won't hurt, right? Because I'm not gonna like wake up at 2 in the morning and like rummage through the fridge and binge eat on carrots. Okay, the things that I was having one bite of was things that were filled with refined sugar, refined grains, cheese, all these things that are physically addicting to the body and the brain as well. So a lot of the times it's not just one bite. That one bite leads into 2 bites, leads into 3 bites, leads into a binge. And even if it doesn't lead into a binge or a whole piece or something like that, it could be one bite here, one bite at dinner, one piece at lunch, another piece the next day, another piece at dinner, and then a piece for a snack. And then all of a sudden, like, you're having like, then you realize, okay, well, now my lifestyle is filled with a bunch of crap again. How did this happen? Because that happened to me so many times. I cannot tell you how frustrating it was for me to go through, this is like years ago. Every time I would diet and go on a diet, anytime I would change my lifestyle and like really want to do this, right? Like in my late teens, early 20s, every time I did this, I would do really well for a while. Like I'd be really focused. I'd have my good food, you know, I'd be working out and stuff. And then it was almost like I would wake up like months later, like fist deep into a bag of donuts. And I'm like, wait a minute. How did I get here? And I literally could not remember what changed so drastic. Like I couldn't even, it was like I almost like came to and I was like, what the hell is this? And what I found was in so much, you know, research of this lifestyle and just living this out again, how we can get caught in that trap. Dr. Lyle refers to it as the pleasure trap. But one bite would be fine for that day, but then I would want it again the next day. And then I would feel toxic hunger. And then I would like think about like, you know, a piece of candy until I got it, or like Dairy Queen ice cream, or a burger and fries or whatever. And then I'd be like, oh, I'll just go out and get some. Like it's the weekend or whatever. And I would start to make all these excuses and I would start to eat these things in moderation. And then pretty soon it just took over because I allowed it to just come in and just work its way in. And then it took over. And then months later, I was like, wait a minute, like, how did I get here? So does everything in moderation work for things that are physically addicting to the body, to a food addict or an emotional eater or someone that is trying so desperately to change their lifestyle? No, not really. Almost never. So how can we combat these kinds of phrases and things that people are saying when we are going to be gathered around a lot of family and friends in the next upcoming months, and we are inevitably going to hear these things? Are you still on that diet? Are you still trying to, you know, live healthy? Are you still not eating meat? You know, oh, but it's the holiday. Like, we get it. Like, our family tries to, you know, help us and make us feel loved, and my family shows their love with food, and so we're all in situations like this. So how can we combat these phrases of you know, other people essentially peer pressuring us into eating something that we don't want to and living in a way that is not authentic to our goals? I'll share one story really quick. My friend Carly she gets a lot of these comments and stuff from her coworkers. She was looking at the back of a label of, you know, something that at a holiday party or something, and a coworker came up to her and said like, oh, come on, just live a little, just have a bite. Like, oh, you're so strict, like, just do it. And like, why aren't you just eating it? And she's like, I'm actually just making sure that this isn't going to have me work from the bathroom for the rest of the day. You know, just kind of lighthearted, and you know, the guy didn't really say anything. He was kind of like, oh, okay, you know, but it's true. We want to protect ourselves, and we want to make sure that what we're eating is something that is going to make us feel good and thrive. And I'll tell you this much, I don't want to be sleeping in my grandma's spare bedroom for 5 hours on Thanksgiving because I had everything on the menu in moderation, because that would like sucker punch me now because I don't eat any of that stuff. I bring my own food to holidays and I bring enough to share as well. But I make sure that I'm taken care of, because I can't guarantee that there is going to be food for me that other people are bringing. And they don't have to bring something for me. A lot of them do, and it is so nice. A lot of my family now eats this way, and so there's always usually some dishes. But the point is, I bring my own food, I bring enough to share with others, and I make sure that I'm taken care of, because so many holidays at the beginning of my journey, I didn't do that, and I got in so many pickles that I couldn't get out of. And I had so many times of driving home from the holiday and being like, why didn't I prep? Why didn't I bring stuff? Like, why didn't I stay on track? Like, why didn't I, have reminders on my phone and, someone to check in with? And I didn't have any of that stuff. And so I got stuck a lot of times during the holidays because I wasn't prepped. I wasn't prepared. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I just winged it. Or is it Wong? I don't know. I just winged it and it didn't work. So I need now to take care of myself, and I do now for pretty much everything. I mean, I bring my own food to the movie theaters, so I don't care. So I want to talk a little bit about our upcoming holiday challenge that we're having for the last 6 weeks of 2017. So if you want to rock 2017 and you want to crush your goals and you want to crush your goals before January 1st starts, because let's be honest, every holiday before I made my lifestyle change, I would just go hog wild at holiday events, eat whatever the hell I wanted, and then January 1st, I would make my resolutions. I would make my New Year's resolutions, and really bloated, really guilty, really heavy, probably like 10 pounds or more heavier from all the holiday crap. And then I would sit and make my resolutions, and it was the same thing every single year. So let's stop that cycle. Let's break it right now, and let's crush goals now so that you have new things to set as resolutions if you're a resolution person for the new year, okay? So the last 6 weeks of the holiday season, we are going to have a 6-week holiday challenge. It's going to be in 2 parts. The first part is talking about goals and goal setting and goal achievement, and designing the last 6 weeks of our year of 2017, making goals that are actually achievable and making goals what we really want. We really want. Not what I want for you, but what do you really want? So we're going to dig really deep and talk about the difference between input and outcome goals, the difference between push goals and pull goals, long-term, short-term. We're going to talk all about that at the beginning of the challenge, and then we're going to go right into a 30-day challenge, which will be all of December. And there's going to be videos, printouts, all kinds of really awesome stuff for the holiday to make sure that you are on track, and accountability, check-in support, so that you can be assured that if you're in, then we're in for you to help you reach your goals. So to sign up for more information for that holiday challenge, I'll be sending that out in the next couple weeks here. We're going to start on the day 1 of the challenge starts on November 19th. You'll be able to sign up before that as well if you'd like. The link to that, I'll put it above and below, but the link to that is lovechard.com/holiday challenge. And again, I'll put the link below for easy access. And I can't wait to have you in the challenge. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have so many people just crush it before the new year is even here. And I can't wait. So we'll see you for the holiday challenge. We'll see you next week for Brunch Break episode 26. And have a good rest of the week. Bye, guys.